stunning weight in the eyes, I'd rather be sharing.
Hi everyone, how is everyone doing? I hope you have all been good. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Julia and I film all sorts of content, food reviews, fashion, life tips, just anything in between a 30-something-year-old person will be going through. For the first time since I started YouTube, I took a 1 week break. I know it's like 1 week, it's like who cares? But I just think that it's good to acknowledge that, not just go about life and act like nothing happened. I just feel it's respectful to the few people who are subscribed to you, and also it's good to be, I feel it's just good to address things when they happen. So the reason why I took a break is that my grandma passed away. If you follow me on Instagram, I did put a bit of an update explaining why I had also not been posting on Instagram. That's what happened, and obviously, that is a very important thing that happened. You have to take a pause on things, address that, go through the grieving process, do whatever that you need to do, and then you can get back to life as normal as possible. But yeah, prior to that happening, there was, a lot of things going on anyway in terms of this whole content creation journey that I'm on. I've been intending to do a 6-month reset of the year for a very long time, but I've been so crazy busy, preoccupied with everything that I'm doing, that I haven't been able to do it. And I was like, it's not good when you have the urge to do like a reset and you keep ignoring that, because it will grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and it will start showing in your life when things are not going the way they should go, or you're not concentrating as much, you're not focused as much, you're losing motivation, you're getting tired, and all those things are happening. Filming this video is my first step towards like doing some sort of a reset and just a huge check-in and see how I'm doing to have a good ending to the year. I started taking content creation seriously at the beginning of this year. Prior to that, I had taken a 2-year break from Instagram because I went back to school and I just needed to concentrate on that. I just could not juggle, but I wasn't really consistent in terms of being a content creator and trying to build something out of my platform. So when I took a break, I, obviously had time to think, had time to reflect and find out what are the things that truly make me happy. And as soon as I finished studying, I literally got back on Instagram and just started posting. And that was last year in September. I just started posting, but then early this year I decided to be very serious about it and just see what's gonna come with it. I did that, and here I am. We're in September. Oh my god, this is the last day of September, so literally October, 9 months in. And I just thought, let me just share how it's been, how it's been, what's happening, what's going on, where I'm at, how I'm feeling, just to, touch base with myself most importantly, and just for anyone who would be interested in what it means to get on this journey. Honestly, I don't really have key talking points. I just felt I wanted to talk about this from my heart and just what I'm feeling, because there's just a lot. So the first thing is content creation is basically you throwing yourself on social media and deciding to be very active on there on almost a daily basis. And at first I did not think how time consuming that was until I got into it, and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is literally taking up my life. Like all the free time that I had, I'm finding myself on one platform or the other posting. I'm finding myself creating content, like taking pictures, converting them into forms that can be posted, taking videos, searching on what to do, finding out what I'm good at, finding out the things that I should be doing. And it just gets to a point where it's like, it's all consuming. Like before, you'd have time to like talk to people, be on phone talking to people, having conversations, having deep and meaningful conversations with people, but you're thinking, okay, I have this free time. Would I rather spend it on a phone call or texting back and forth with someone, or would I rather do something that is going to build towards my social media? And at first it feels like you're being very focused, you're being, you're putting your energy, you're putting everything that you've got into it, but it's like, what are you losing in the meantime? Are your relationships suffering? Are the things around you suffering because you've decided to make that choice? And slowly, obviously, whatever you pour into grows, whatever you do not pour into kind of stagnates or eventually dies, and then that's when you start to realize that this was not what I intended to do with this. The other thing is, it's just how easy it is to get to the point of burnout. Let me tell you something, there's nothing normal about constantly taking videos and pictures of everything that's happening around you. That is not a normal way to live life, because you're constantly torn between living in the present and the reality that you have, and creating the reality to share with social media and the people that are there with you. So it's like, you're going somewhere, you're like, I genuinely just want to enjoy my time, I just want to have a good time, enjoy the company of the people around me, but then you're like, this is so beautiful, this looks so good, I cannot miss a photo opportunity. I'm telling you, it gets to a point where it's exhausting, because you're getting up, you're getting ready to go somewhere, and you just find your mind wandering slowly into, what photo opportunities can I have? What video opportunities can I have? Is this place beautiful enough? Should I change and go somewhere else instead? And it's like, it slowly starts taking over your life, and you don't realize it until later. So you're like, my life is constantly revolving around what I'm gonna take pictures of, how I'm gonna take the pictures, and it gets to a point where it's too much. And also another thing that causes burnout is just the amount of time you spend on your phone, because you take the pictures, you have to edit them. I mean, you don't have to, but the standard practice is you edit the pictures, upload them when they look good. If it's videos, you have to edit them, make sure that they're in good quality, and then they're of good quality, and then you go there, you're looking for music, you're looking for what's trending. It's like, it's one thing or the other. You're either creating or you're posting. And then after posting, you realize, you've got to engage with other people because it's social media. And by the end of it, you're like, this is just too much. The more you do it repetitively over time, the more it gets to a point of burnout where you feel like, I'm stuck in this cycle and I don't know how to get out, because I feel like the moment I get out, I start falling off. Nobody will take me seriously. Nobody thinks I'm being consistent with what I'm doing. So it's just a constant battle. The other thing that causes burnout is just the lack of results. The truth of the matter is, when you're starting off, which is where I'm at, you see very little progress. And it really depends on how you measure progress. And the obvious way to measure progress is the metrics, like the numbers, the views you're getting, the followers you're getting, the likes that you're getting, the number of people responding to the type of content that you're posting. And it's a very slow climb at the beginning. And you just get to a point you're like, what am I doing? Am I just basically posting things for nothing? Am I creating all this content? Am I taking all these photos? Am I doing all this all for nothing? Because sometimes it gets so bad that you're posting something and your insights are getting worse and worse and worse. Your views are getting worse. Your likes are getting worse. People are not responding in the way they were at the beginning. So you're sitting down and wondering, what am I doing wrong? You don't even have time to figure that out, because you're caught out between trying to figure out what is wrong, being consistent with the content that you're posting, creating time to go and post the content, and at the same time being like, I need to believe in myself and give myself time. But it's like, is time your issue? Or is it that you're just not doing things that are aligning with anybody and no one is really interested in what you're doing? Like, how are you supposed to know all that? You're going to start feeling burnt out and very, very discouraged. If anything, you'll feel like it's not worth it. And the only thing that keeps you going at that point is either the discipline and the commitment that you have. And even that, most people cannot even hold on to that. It gets to a point where you're just like, I'm just gonna give up. Having spoken about burnout, it did take me a while to realize that I was actually burning out, because it started off by me being very tired, and then it evolved in losing interest in some of the things I was doing, because I'm juggling multiple platforms, and some of the platforms started suffering, like I'll talk about soon. Took my time to really research and find out what is burnout, how does it happen, how do you get yourself out of it, how long does it last. Apparently it's something that lasts a while, and there's just gradual steps you can take to get yourself out of it, and you just need to follow the journey and the process. But as of now, I'm still trying to find that delicate balance of doing this in a healthy way, especially mentally. So I don't even have answers for that. So talking about platforms, when I started out the journey on content creation, I intended to do it on Instagram. So I started off by going to restaurants and doing a review of what the restaurant was like, and then I'd post, I'd create stories of my experience there, post them every Monday, and just show people, this is where I went, this is what it's like, and give them information about my experience and the details in case someone wanted to go there. Then I'd post my photos. I'd say photos where I dress up, just post them on my timeline without any clear intention. After some time, I realized that Instagram stories was a very short form platform when it comes to explaining more of the food. So what did I decide to do? I decided to take it to YouTube, because YouTube, you can make longer form content, and I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna be easier if people, me assuming my own thing, that if people see it on YouTube, it will be longer, it will be more detailed, they'll take more interest. So there I went, created a YouTube channel, and I started posting that. And then I quickly realized that this is not my passion, this is not my interest, this is not what people know me for. So it wasn't coming out very naturally. And then in the meantime, because Instagram, I had started that, I wasn't really focusing on what I'm truly passionate about, which is fashion. I quickly learned my lesson, and I decided to refocus Instagram on fashion now, and then took the food on YouTube. But the problem is, because I wasn't very passionate, to me it wasn't doing as well. So I sat down, thought about it, and I was like, okay, let me start doing fashion content on YouTube. And I'm telling you guys, I don't know whether some people, this is just so easy for them and automatic for them, or it's me who doesn't know what I'm doing. Fashion content is not easy. I say that because of the amount of preparation that takes towards producing fashion content that makes sense. Because you do your makeup, make sure your hair is looking good, make sure you're looking presentable. That's number one. Number two, say you're posting a haul, or you're posting outfit ideas, or whatever it is, you need to take time to come up with those outfits. Either source the outfits and buy them, which is a cost, or you can go to your wardrobe and put outfits together. So you need to find time to do that. And then you look at the setup. I mean, you can have a setup ready like this one that I have here, and it's ready to go. And then after that, you have to film, edit, and then if you're using natural lighting, you're constantly chasing the sun, making sure it doesn't go down before you finish filming. You can use artificial lighting, which sometimes is good, sometimes is not good. So when I got to that point, I was like, wow, I had no idea that this is what it was all about. So that made me panic, and I froze. I did a few fashion videos, and then I was like, hey, I don't know about this. And I went into a state of brain freeze, because I'm like, okay, the food content is not doing as well. The fashion content, I'm really struggling with packaging it and managing it properly. Then what am I supposed to do? And then I was like, oh, maybe I should stop YouTube. I'm like, no, I made a commitment to give this a shot. What should I do then? Motivation started dying down, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how to get myself out of this rut. I'm right in the middle of it. I don't have a solution. The only thing I can say is we've got a couple of months before the end of the year, and I promised myself I'm going to push through until the end of the year, and I'm just hoping to somehow get a chance to refresh, reset, and just know what I'm doing. I started this video off by talking a lot about social media because it's been such a major change in my life this year. And I think I just need to talk about other aspects of my life as well. The reason why I started with social media is because I'm slowly starting to see how it affects other aspects of your life, and how much effort you're giving to other areas. And of course, when you're planning to do a research, you need to look at everything overall, work-life balance, and just the ability to juggle having something you're doing on the side versus still being able to maintain employment, because you need to survive, you need to pay bills and everything. And I'm telling you, it's difficult. It's very, very difficult, because it gets to a point you're like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to concentrate on making money and ensuring that I'm surviving, or am I supposed to blindly follow my passion and see what happens? But the point I'm at in life, I don't really have that luxury, because bills are waiting for me, people are waiting for me. I cannot do that. So it's like trying to balance and juggle the two and making sure that none is lacking is very difficult. The only thing I can say is I am trying my best to get to a point where my passion and my talents can start paying, and I can concentrate with that and make that into a career, rather than having to do a job mainly just for paying bills and nothing else. So it's just really now starting to find the balance. For the longest time, I was just cruising along and be like, oh, whenever I'll get a free day, I'll do something. And then I quickly realized that's not sustainable. If your passion is not paying, it's very easy to overlook it and be like, I'm not getting money from it, so why should I really focus and be serious about it? But sis, how are you gonna get the money if you're not even being serious about it? Like, you're not creating the room to be intentional about it. So that's something that I've had to learn and tell myself that I need to work on that. The other thing is relationships, friendships, family, romantic relationships. When you start getting serious about social media, like I said before, this whole thing of taking pictures pretty much all the time and of everything, it does start to affect other people, because they start to ask themselves, is that all we're doing? Like, everywhere you go, can you just be present? Can you just concentrate with what's happening? Do you constantly have to pick up your phone and all of that? Some people don't really care about it, but what I found generally, it can get very annoying for people, and that is something that I quickly had to learn to pay attention to. Look, at the end of the day, you have to be aware of where you've come from and where you're going. Some of these relationships that you have in your life have been there even before you even became aware of your passions and whatever it is that is happening to you. So you have to realize and quickly learn how to have the balance of being present with the relationships that you have, putting into the relationships that you have, listening to some of the things that they are saying to you, versus focusing on your passions and, putting in as much energy and effort as possible. So far, I think I have managed to do that by separating the times that I create content and the times where I'm spending intentional time with people. It was very difficult to navigate at first, but I have decided to create intentional time where I'm just like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to take photos at this time, I'm going to take videos at this time, so that when I am meeting this person or I'm spending time with this person, I can be a bit more present and I'm not worried about, oh, I need to be creating this, I need to be creating that and doing all of that. The only thing that I'm failing at is communication. I have become so bad at replying messages, picking up phone calls when I should, because sometimes I'm so tired. Sometimes I see a text, it slips my mind, because I'm just thinking, I need to do this quickly, I need to get on my phone and do ABC. I see a text and I'm like, okay, instead of replying, then give me a few minutes, and I completely forget. And I know it's no excuse. And my friends, I really apologize. I have no excuse, but I just promise to work on it better, because at the end of the day, your relationships are very important for you. Social media is well and good, but let me tell you, the real things you have outside social media are what really matter. Yes, you should follow your passion, but please it's not meant to be at the cost of the things that matter in your life. The other thing is mental health. I'm in the thick of it when it comes to balancing your mental health, because if you're on social media a lot, you're consuming so much content, so your brain is constantly buzzing with all these ideas, all this information that's being fed to you, and more than anything, you find yourself overloaded. You've got information overload. You feel like so much screen time that you can barely see. You're pretty much driving yourself to be blind. So much comparison, because you're coming across people who are doing so well on social media. You're trying to figure out what they're doing that you're not doing. You're like, bruh, like, what am I supposed to do? So it's just really realizing how much it can affect your mental health, and you need to take responsibility and take steps to protect yourself mentally, because at the end of the day, if your mental health is not good, then what is it worth? You know what I mean? It's difficult, of course, because sometimes it means detaching, and I think the biggest thing is just being able to be like, I need to completely detach, but you need to prioritize it no matter what. And that's something that I'm telling myself and trying to be better. I've said a lot, but I hope I've actually said something. I have a couple of months left. Well, we all do. A couple of months left towards the end of the year. I think the one thing I want to say is I really want to see through the year by continuing to be consistent. So I'm literally at this point holding on to the inner strength that I have to get to the end of the year. I'm just hoping it's going to give me enough of a picture to now be able to start the year afresh next year. Being a content creator and deciding to do that has been one of the hardest things I've ever intentionally had to do. Most of the hard things I've had to do have been forced on me, or I've found myself in it, but I've never made an intentional decision to pick up something that was this difficult. I just want to talk to anyone out there who has decided to take on a path and you're really, really struggling. I just want you to realize that yes, some things are hard. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just part of the process. But it's not just you. You'll find that when you talk and search, you'll find that other people are going through the same thing as you. And find the strength to keep going. I'm literally believing the people who say sometimes it's that keep going attitude you have, you showing up consistently, you continuing to push on is what will push you to the other side. And it's not what you're seeing in the present. It's not the failures you're experiencing. It's not the lack of response you're experiencing. It's literally that pushing through. And I'm also speaking to myself, because giving up is a very easy option to take up at this point. But whatever it is that you're doing, please give yourself till the end of the year. Just push through, keep on that same trajectory until you get to the end of the year, and then see what happens after that. Just, at least if you're gonna structure your giving up process, structure it per year. Say, I did this for this year, it didn't work, and I left it. That's all I can say. Thank you guys for joining me in this rant. I did actually miss posting a video. Like, it felt a bit strange, but I guess that's what life is. Life happens. If you're new here, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and check out other videos. If you're old here, thank you so much for all your support, continued support. I know we're growing probably 1 subscriber a week, but I am so grateful nonetheless. I'm always appreciative of small beginnings. I'm always appreciative of those people who take their time to watch my videos consistently. And yes, if you want to catch a bit more of me, where I'm a bit more active, I'm on Instagram. I'm going to link my Instagram down below. Yes, guys, apart from that, have a very beautiful week, and I'll catch you guys next week, hopefully with a fashion video. Hopefully. See you guys.